Good evening. We will now call our planning board meeting to order. Okay, we're gonna have our roll call. So when your name is called, please say here or indicate your presence by raising your hand. William Roach.
Here.
Joe Towns.
Here.
Tamara Lipscomb. Here. Thomas Thompson.
Here. James
James Motley.
Here.
Kia Mills.
Here.
And Charles Fagg.
Here.
Right. Okay. Adoption of the August 20th, 2025 agenda. Will someone move to adopt our agenda for tonight?
I'll make a motion we adopt.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that we adopt our August 20th, 25 agenda. If you're ready for the question, all in favor, let it be known by the right hand. No opposers, hearing none, the agenda has been adopted. Approval of the minutes for our June 18th, 2025 meeting. You all have read the agenda. The minutes. Are there any corrections? Yeah.
But I'll make those offline.
Okay, all right, okay. Hearing none, would someone make a motion to approve the minutes from our June 18th meeting?
I move that we approve the minutes from our June meeting.
Okay. Second, it's been moved and properly second that we approve the minutes from our June 18th meeting. All in favor, let it be known by the right hand. Okay. No opposers? All right, motion carried, and the minutes from our June 18th meeting is approved. On the agenda tonight, we have items for consideration. Our first item, the consideration of a text amendment to amend Article 5, Section 2, the table of permitted uses to remove pool rooms and the 60% floor space requirements as a permitted use from the table of permitted uses, docket number T 202503. Drew.
Thank you very much. Staff is petitioning, as you said, to amend Article 5, Section 2, the table of permitted uses of the Reidsville zoning ordinance, to remove pool rooms and the 60% floor space requirement that accompanies this use as a permitted use within the table, since they are technically included under the permitted uses for indoor amusements, which you adopted last year, or recommended last year, excuse me. Currently, the ordinance allows only pool rooms in the general business and highway business districts. Indoor amusements are allowed in the general business, highway business, central business, and light industrial districts. By including pool rooms under indoor amusements, this amendment will now allow pool room type establishments to be located in the central business district and the light industrial districts, since they're already allowed in highway business and general business, while still restricting them from being located in neighborhood business districts, which are commonly abut residential development. Additionally, this amendment will remove the 60% floor space requirement for pool rooms, effectively allowing any business whose primary function is for the playing of billiards or pool or a similar indoor amusement activity to be classified as a pool room under indoor amusements, regardless of the floor space being used for the playing of pool. The planning staff has received numerous complaints and concerns from potential business owners who are looking to relocate or open pool room type establishments in the city, stating that our ordinance requirements for pool rooms are overly restrictive and out of date. Planning staff has researched the requirements for pool rooms in other local jurisdictions and found that no other municipality limits the location of pool room establishments to specific commercial districts as we do. So typically they allow them in all or most commercial districts with the exception of neighborhood business, which is why we also chose to exclude that. Typically pool rooms are allowable in all districts other than those commercial ones which abut residential development. For this reason, staff feels that it is appropriate to expand pool rooms into the central business district and the light industrial districts while continuing to exclude neighborhood business. Since this aligns with the existing use of indoor amusements, it is appropriate to remove pool rooms as a standalone use, instead classifying them under amusement activities. Furthermore, no other jurisdiction that staff has researched has a floor space limitation for pool rooms. In an effort to encourage the redevelopment of existing commercial spaces, staff maintains the opinion that removing the 60% floor space requirement will encourage new indoor amusement type businesses to locate within Reidsville, specifically downtown. The text amendment request is consistent with the Reidsville Land Development Plan under goal number 2 for a strong local economy. There is a considerable need for new commercial development, including entertainment and attractions here in Reidsville. This amendment aligns with goal number 2 by removing regulatory barriers for commercial development and assists in addressing the need for a diverse economy. By allowing pool rooms in the central business and light industrial districts, we can enhance the diversity of our downtown area while making development in our established commercial districts more attractive to residents and developers alike. Planning staff recommend the adoption of the proposed text amendment. And if you have any questions, I can answer them for you now.
Drew, do we have anybody that's, specifically looking downtown, or anybody or can you say that we got people that are specifically looking to open these type places?
We do. We have a couple of people who are interested. I don't have their contact information to reference for you, but we have received interest from somebody who does want to locate downtown. And we do have someone who wants to locate in highway business relevant to another situation. So there are a couple of people who are looking to open these types of entertainment or amusement establishments within the city of Reidsville, which is why we are petitioning for this tonight. We've received an outpouring of concern from the public, not only these two individuals, but council and the chamber and a few other staff members who have been working with these people to help find them locations within the city.
So Drew, can you give like an example? No, when I'm in the pool room, I'm thinking like pool tables or whatever. What other type of establishments fall under this?
The indoor amusements.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that encompasses anything that is for the purpose of entertainment. So that might be a bowling alley, a skating rink, an arcade, laser tag.
Mm-hmm.
I think we even included palm readers in the definition when we initially adopted that.
Mm-hmm.
So anything for the purpose of entertainment.
Any other questions for Drew?
I have a question.
Certainly.
There was a reference to 60 feet. Can you explain that to me? I'm not clear what that referenced.
Sure. So pool rooms are currently defined as establishments where 60 square feet of the building is used for the purpose of playing pool. So that's irrelevant. We just wanted to take that out because it shouldn't matter if they have one pool table or 10 pool tables, if the purpose of the establishment is for entertainment and indoor amusement.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
All right. The planning board, what is your pleasure? Any questions, any discussion?
I have none.
None? None?
I'll make
Okay.
a motion, we accept
The consideration?
this amendment.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right. It's been moved and properly second that we recommend the consideration of text amendment to Article 5. All in favor? Okay. All right, no opposers? All right, the recommendation has been approved. All right, second item, consideration of a text amendment to amend Article 5, Section 2, the table of permitted uses and the notes to the table of permitted uses to allow alcohol establishments in all commercial districts with a reduced setback from schools and parks, and to remove alcohol establishments as an accessory use. Docket number T 202504. Drew.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
So similar to the last one, staff is petitioning to amend Article 5, Section 2, the table of permitted uses, as well as the notes to the table of permitted uses from the Reidsville zoning ordinance to allow alcohol establishments in all commercial districts and to remove alcohol establishments as an accessory use as a standalone permitted use. And amending Note 41, which is where you find that standard for the setback from schools and parks. Alcohol establishments, and let's see, I'm sorry. Okay, so we are petitioning to amend the setback, as you mentioned, from 500 feet to 300 feet, and to remove Note 42 entirely, which is the note for alcohol establishments as an accessory use. Currently, the ordinance only allows alcohol establishments in the central business district, This amendment would allow them in the central business district, general business, highway business, and neighborhood business districts. Additionally, this amendment would change note 41 to reduce that setback distance that was mentioned previously. The planning staff has received feedback similar to the pool rooms situation from the community, stating that our ordinance requirements for alcohol establishments are again overly restrictive and have become a hindrance to economic development. Planning staff has researched the requirements for alcohol establishments in other jurisdictions and has similarly found that no other municipality limits the location of alcohol establishments to strictly their downtown district, as we typically do. Alcohol establishments are allowed in most commercial districts throughout the different municipalities that we researched, and for this reason, staff feels that it is appropriate to expand alcohol establishments into the other business districts, again being general business, neighborhood business, and highway business. This text amendment request is consistent with the Reidsville Land Development Plan under, again, goal number 2, a strong local economy. There is a considerable need for development in Reidsville, as we are all aware. This amendment aligns with goal number 2 by removing regulatory barriers for commercial development and assists in addressing the need for a more diverse economy and the revitalization of our commercial districts by enhancing the diversity of those commercial areas. This amendment will help to make development more attractive to investors and residents and potential business owners within the city. The planning staff recommends adoption of the proposed text amendment. And again, I'll take questions.
Drew, go ahead.
Drew, you indicated that you canvassed several municipalities. Were they in the county, and which ones were they?
So not just within the county, but municipalities in our region of similar size. So when we looked at Eden, we did not see that it was strictly limited to their downtown areas. We also looked at Burlington, and then we looked at Greensboro.
Okay.
So those were the 3 that we looked at. They do allow bars and breweries and bar-type other alcohol establishments in other commercial districts. Unlike us, where we have microbreweries and things as a standalone use, theirs is not quite as broken up as ours is, but they do allow them in other districts.
Okay, thank you.
I can kind of see a little blowback about the neighborhood business district. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering if that's going to cause some people in neighborhoods to have a little heartburn.
And it's possible. Looking at the city of Reidsville in particular, the reason that we felt comfortable recommending neighborhood business is that we don't have a lot of neighborhood business.
That's what I was going to ask next.
The
Where
places,
is one?
Yeah, the places that we do tend to have neighborhood business, you already have established corner stores. Some of them actually have old grills or bar type establishments there. Right down here off of Lawsonville and Montgomery, there's that corner store there. That is neighborhood business. So just for a reference point. So most of those are already well established. There's not many of them in the city. They are adjacent to residential development. But when you think of an alcohol establishment, you don't have to necessarily consider it a bar. It could be a tasting room of some sort. Or like I said, a brewery, something of that nature. So we felt that it was appropriate to expand it into all commercial districts.
If they build a pool place, can they serve alcohol? It depends on if they get the license.
Yep, so there is no restriction within the indoor amusements that they cannot serve alcohol. It would depend on which is the principal use, so which one takes up most of the building, what's the primary driver there. But they could, in theory, open a pool hall and serve alcohol. But it would be no different from what, for example, Coach's does on Freeway Drive. That's a restaurant that sells a lot of alcohol that has pool tables.
The cutting it back from 500 feet to 300 feet, why are y'all looking at that? Are we looking at that?
So we're primarily looking at that because the social district for downtown was approved by council, and using GIS, we were able to determine that the distance from the nearest commercial business that may be interested in selling alcohol downtown as part of the commercial district is within 500 feet from the park behind City Hall. So to accommodate downtown, we felt that a reduction of 300 feet would be appropriate to include all businesses in downtown.
There's no schools within this 300 feet?
Not that I'm aware of, not of anywhere that we have planned for alcohol sales, especially related to the social district.
Okay.
Lawsonville Avenue is plenty far away
Yeah.
from downtown, so there are no schools pertaining to the social district within that distance. Now, I can't speak to where an alcohol establishment may pop up elsewhere, but primarily focused on the downtown, no, there's none.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's just this one park.
So when you say 300 feet, are you meaning the actual property line itself or the building that
I'm
it's serving in?
Referencing the property line,
Actual property line? Okay.
which is more or less going to increase that 300 feet in most cases, because not every district you're going to have the building built to the property line. So you may get 350 feet, 320 feet, depending on where the building is set back from the property line.
And those other municipalities that you inquired about, did they have any setback as far as from parks and
There were
schools?
some that had setbacks. I've seen everywhere from 200 feet to 1,000 feet, which is why when we initially adopted this a couple of years ago for alcohol establishments, I believe it was in 2023, we chose to go right in the middle and do 500. But I don't think 300 for a city of our size is inappropriate.
Any other questions for Drew?
So we can't put a pool hall, but we can put a bar in a neighborhood business.
Correct.
Okay, same bunch of guys.
Yeah, well, what's the logic behind that, but by not having indoor amusement in neighborhood business, but alcohol? And
Primarily, our thought was the disruption that might come from indoor amusements. So considering what indoor amusements might encompass, there could be loud music, there could be lights, things of that nature that might be disruptive to someone who is in a residence located directly next door. While we all think the worst of an alcohol establishment when you're picturing a bar next to a house, again, an alcohol establishment may not be a bar. It may encompass a brewery, a tasting room of sorts, things of that nature, not necessarily a bar. And there can be stricter regulations with the bar as far as they can't serve after 2 p.m., bars are closed after 2 p.m., noise complaints, things like that. But indoor amusements, because it's all encompassing, it might be a disco that is part of an indoor amusement. It might be a dance hall of some kind where there could be lights and sounds and other disruptions relative to that activity. With a bar, you're hoping someone's coming in, having a drink, minding themselves, and leaving. So there should be minimal disruption, ideally.
Unless they've had one too many.
I'm sorry, Kia may have a different.
Your citizens may have a different. Yeah, that's when it goes left, I guess that's when.
That's when you get to be involved.
Whether that's a bar or any other type of establishment.
Any other questions for Drew? Okay. If not, thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
All right, board discussion?
I'll make a motion to recommend the proposed text amendment, insert docket number 2025-4, be approved.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and properly second that we adopt the text amendment to amend Article 5, Section 2, docket number T 202504. If you're ready for the question, all in favor? Okay. No opposers? Hear none. All right, the motion is carried and the text amendment has been recommended. Director's report.
Thank you. So I don't have very much to report on as far as permits go. It's kind of that end of summer phase where we got a lot of decks, a lot of accessory structures, a few single-family dwellings that are being built here and there. The biggest thing that I can report on is plan review. So we have really picked up in plan review. We've approved a few conditional rezonings over the last couple of months. So we're starting to go through plan review for Ashcroft, Salem Church, Woodside Drive. We've still got ongoing plan review for the traditional neighborhood district on Reidsville Road. As far as I know, we are just waiting on permits to be submitted for Liberty Road so that they can begin development since they already have an approval. We've also got a couple of other smaller developments for townhomes and smaller single-family things that we're still working through. So, you know, I know the number we've been throwing around over the last year or so is about 1,000 to 1,500 units in development over the next 5 years. We're looking at a little more than that now. Stuff is still steadily.
Like 2,000. 2,000,
I would say we're
3,000.
pushing closer to 2,000 if everything comes to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So, lots of plan review going on there, but really no permits to speak of, no new businesses that have gotten permits, and things that are in the works, in the talks. What about
Reed School Road?
Reed School Road is that TN district, the traditional neighborhood district.
Yeah.
We're still working on plan review with them. I believe we're on our 4th review, and we're pending a new submittal. Yeah, and if the grass is getting high, we'll have them posted. We'll have them take care of it.
That's a 5-acre field, you can't, we'd never have posted that.
Yeah, they'll need to bush hog it then.
No, it was, used to some farmer, I don't know, I guess now since it's changed, but some guy used to mow it, rake it, and bale it for hay for 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's really all I've got. No permits, like I said, nothing's been approved. There are some things that are in the works and in the talks, and we've got some plan review going on, but that's about it.
Drew, at the chamber meeting, there was something mentioned about community feedback on the UDO. Was that
Correct.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
and I probably should have mentioned that.
I was going to ask about that.
A good one to bring up. So on September 16th, I believe, I wish I had the information right in front of me, I think it's September 16th, from 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock until, I believe it's 11, we're doing the UDO forum. So that's an opportunity for the public to come out and hear what staff's got to say. There will be myself, our economic development and marketing director, Summer, the city manager, a representative from the inspections department, a commercial developer, a residential developer, and a real estate agent on the panel, as well as Chad from CodeWrite, who's been writing the UDO for us. They will all be in attendance on the panel to take questions. And there will also be a networking session and a meet and greet with council to get any questions or concerns answered by them.
What's the date again?
September 16th.
Okay.
Are you wanting us to be there?
You are more than welcome. We would love to have you. You'll need to register through the chamber. It would be fantastic if you'd like to come and hear that feedback. More or less, this is not a workshop session where we're writing the UDO, we're working on the content of the UDO. It's really just to inform the public where we're at in the process, what we've done up until now, why progress has kind of slowed, what the major changes are going to be between what we currently have and what we hope to adopt here in the next few months. So it's an information session to keep the public informed and to get some feedback from the public of how we should move forward in the next 6 months.
It's the 16th.
16.
Could you do a favor and send us an email about that?
I can share that information with you.
And what was the time?
It's in the morning until about 11 o'clock, I believe. It starts at 8:30 or 9.
Okay.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Penn House
House.
over on,
Maple.
yeah, Maple. I think it's 324 Maple, and it's going to be at the Carriage House venue. So 324 Maple, Unit A.
Gotcha.
So that's an excellent opportunity to come out, be involved, take questions from the public. We have a link set up. It's an email, so it's udo@reidsvillenc.gov, where the public can submit questions in advance, and we can incorporate those questions into our panel discussion. But we'll have lots of information, both on our current ordinances available and on the UDO. And then Chad, like I mentioned, will be there to give the presentation and answer any questions as well. I didn't know very many people saw that chamber coffee discussion.
Well, I was there.
Well, I mean, you were there.
I
yeah.
heard you say
I didn't
that.
know how many other people saw that, so.
Yeah.
Anything else? Thank you, Drew. Planning board member comments. Any comments, anything from the board? Everybody good? Hey,
School starts next week.
I know.
It went by so fast.
I know.
Started that Sunday.
Oh, congratulations. Well, hearing none, would someone make a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, you ready for the question? All in favor? No opposers? All right, adjourn. Thank you.